CJ Fly back with another YouTube video. Some more free agency news has come out today regarding a team in the Eastern Conference that is looking to be a contender for the championship, and that team is none other than the Philadelphia 76ers, as Caleb Martin from the Miami Heat is signing a deal with the 76ers to join them. He's got that playoff experience from the past couple seasons. And as Woj has pointed out here in his X post, against the Celtics in both regular season and playoffs combined, Caleb Martin averaging 13.5 points per game on 50% shooting from the field, 44% from three. My goodness. Yeah, that's great. That's pretty spectacular. Of course, I don't want to say this is a cherry-picked stat, but I will say this could be a symptom of just being part of the Miami Heat team system, if you will, team offense. Just because he was doing this against the Celtics as a member of the Miami Heat doesn't necessarily mean he'll hold the same stats against the Celtics as a member of the 76ers. But yeah, we all saw him play. He just, for whatever reason, would just go absolutely nuclear against the Celtics, making contested threes and just going off, just completely going off. So great pickup by the Sixers. Now, there has been some news, some news or some rumors that the deal that the Miami Heat had originally offered him, I guess apparently if he had opted into his final year, he would have been eligible for a much larger extension with the Heat than whatever deal he's reportedly going to sign with the Sixers. We don't know the full truth of those rumors yet. If that's the case, then his agent definitely goofed up a bit, but it's also possible that Caleb Martin wanted to play elsewhere. We have no idea. We can't read the guy's mind, so hard to say. As a financial decision, kind of surprising, if the rumors are true that the Heat would have been willing to give him more, but I guess because he didn't opt into his final year, he wasn't able to get things done. Now, with the announcement of Caleb Martin signing with the Sixers, there's also the announcement that Paul Reed is being waived from the team. Now, I'm going to be honest, don't know a whole lot about Paul Reed, other than I hear some good things from Sixers fans. They seem to be excited about him and his potential, and as we can see in his first 4 NBA seasons, his stats have only gone up. In this past season alone, averaged 7 points per game and 6 rebounds and 1 block and almost a full steal. And that was in under 20 minutes played per game. So pretty solid stats. He's an undersized center, if you will. He's 6'9". He was drafted actually in the second round, the 58th pick of the draft. So honestly, great stats for someone that was picked up late in the second round. And it'll be interesting to see where he gets signed to, if he gets on a roster. I'd imagine he would. He seems like he has, some true potential here. He's only 24 years old. I'm kind of surprised that, Morey wasn't able to find a trade partner to move Paul Reed. But, hey, he knows better than I do. I'm not a GM in the NBA, so perhaps there just wasn't a deal ready on the table in time to make room. I'm just kind of surprised that Paul Reed's getting waived, because in addition to all of that, the 76ers don't even have their roster filled out yet. I think they've only got 9 guys committed out of the 15 roster spots. So the waiving of Paul Reed does confuse me in that respect too. Maybe a Sixers fan can weigh in a little bit more as to why that happened so suddenly. Obviously, he doesn't really fit on this team. If we go ahead and if we look at the roster currently, we already got Embiid and Drummond as the backup center. Paul Reed doesn't really fit into this roster and what they're trying to accomplish. I'm just kind of surprised he didn't get traded. But that's just how it goes sometimes. So now we got Paul George, Caleb Martin, and Kelly Oubre Jr. and Ricky Council IV as forwards on this team. And the Sixers still could use a backup point guard and some. Other than that, they're good at the bigs. They're pretty stacked at the forward position. They could use another forward or two, perhaps. Maybe someone that could, play more at the power forward position. And they got Tyrese Maxey, and they got a veteran shooting guard, Eric Gordon. He can provide that 3-point scoring and help space the floor. And then, of course, there's Jared McCain, the rookie for Philadelphia. So, yeah, they could still use a backup point guard. Now, of course, there's been some reports lately. If you just Google search Cameron Payne, you can already see. I mean, look at all the stories. He apparently got arrested a few days ago, or at least there's rumors that he got arrested. So we don't really know what's going on with that. That could possibly be delaying his return to Philadelphia if that were to happen. And then there's also the veteran in Kyle Lowry. Would he return on a veteran minimum deal? Is he looking to sign elsewhere for more money? What's going on with that whole situation? I'd be curious to see. But yeah, I think the Sixers right now, they just need to get another backup point guard and maybe a couple more forwards and or a shooting guard to fill out the roster. And I think they're pretty much set. They don't need to rush out and get anyone at this moment. I think the way the free agency is playing out now, they can be patient. They can take their time trying to find the right fit. And especially with this Cameron Payne situation they got going on, is he going to return? I don't know. Hard to say. No one's really, knows for sure. Now back to Caleb Martin, of course. Like we had just pointed out, his stats versus the Celtics the past couple seasons are absolutely absurd. They're insane. Now, just looking at his stats in general for the regular season, the last couple seasons, it's right around average. He's shooting 35% from three on 3 to 3.5 attempts per game. His free throw percentage is okay, 77 to 80%. And he's able to get some boards. So obviously, he's a good guy to have come off the bench, shoot some threes, or in some cases even start for you. And then if we look at his playoff stats, the last couple seasons, I mean, my goodness, of course, this finals run, look at this. The difference between playoffs and regular season for him is night and day. His three-point attempts are way up in the playoffs, as well as his percentage. He's shooting 42 to 44% from three in the playoffs the last couple seasons. Yeah, that's pretty great. And also the free throw percentage, too. Obviously, it's a smaller sample size, but just the fact that, he's able to turn it up in the playoffs, ideal guy to have on your roster if you're Philadelphia, because you're looking for guys that can really contribute in the playoffs and make a push to get to the finals, to help Embiid get to the finals, to help build his legacy and his resume, and help the Sixers become a winning team once again in the postseason. So I'm a bit high on this team. I'm a little bit bullish, if you will. I still think the Knicks have a much better constructed roster, although them losing Isaiah Hartenstein to the Oklahoma City Thunder, and at this moment in time, do they have a backup center, or at least a reliable one? I don't think they do. So this, for me, I would say Celtics are number one for sure. I still put the Knicks as the number 2 team in the East. Put the Sixers at 3, and obviously maybe this is a bit of a overreaction because obviously Giannis and Dame were both injured this postseason. But I have the Bucks as the 4th best team in the East. I don't really see them making a whole lot of noise outside of the first round. But it'll be interesting to see what they can do if Giannis and Dame are both healthy in the postseason next year. Let me know what you think about this Caleb Martin signing. Do you think this helps the 76ers a lot? Do you think it's, it's just it doesn't really push them up or down at all in your power rankings for the Eastern Conference? Let me know what you think in the comments down below, and click the video on the screen now for another NBA free agency discussion video.